Hey, what is going on, everybody? So today I just wanted to make another video, touch base with all of you about what I think is the biggest challenge of having a hair system. I'm going on 7 to 8 weeks, about 7 weeks of having a hair system installed. Still love it. Everything's been great. Wouldn't have it any other way. All that's still good. But in my opinion, I see a lot of comments on like other hair system videos of users that might be on the fence of getting a hair system, and they kind of there's the same reoccurring theme of the questions and concerns they have of having a hair system. A lot of things that I see is if I exercise and work out a lot, is the glue going to ease down into my forehead and into my eyes? Is a hairpiece going to come off? If I go swimming, if I take a shower, is it going to come off? Is it going, what if, I go to sleep and I wake up and the hair system comes off in my sleep? What if I'm getting intimate with a female partner or a male partner? And then something happens and then it comes off, or she or he pulls it off, and this and that and the other. So I see a lot of questions and concerns like that in the comments of people that might be on the fence of thinking about getting a hair system, and they wonder if any of those issues are actual real issues. So one thing I will say, in my personal opinion, those issues you don't have to worry about at all. I mean, once the hair is on, it's pretty much on, with the exception of every few days when you get out of the shower, having to re-glue some parts of the front hairline that want to come up and lift, which is easy. I've kind of perfected it at this point. It takes like 5 minutes or less now. You don't run into any of the issues that you envision, like catastrophes in your head. And I was the same way. Before I got a hair system, I was thinking, what if all these elaborate things happen? What if I'm in the shower and I'm shampooing and I look down and my hair system's just in my head and I don't know how to re-glue it and I'm panicking now? What if I have to walk around bald because the hair system doesn't want to stay glued to my head for whatever reason? What if I wake up and I go to sleep and I wake up and the hair system is right beside me and it just come off or just came off? This doesn't happen. It's really straightforward, guys. The bond, if you use a good bond, which I go to mine to get mine professionally installed and maintain and reattach, she uses a Ghost Bond Platinum or XL, one of the two. If you have a good bond, all of those catastrophic issues that you're thinking of is not going to be a challenge at all. They just don't happen. The hair is on there. It's stuck on there. Unless you want to pull it off, it's going to stay on there. Shampooing, showers, all been fine. Working out. Now, I don't work out intensely, but I do walk around. I'm in South Carolina. It gets super hot, and I do walk around like downtown and whatnot where I live. And yeah, it gets super hot. And I had mine installed in August when we're talking 102, 104 degree weather, humidity here. And it was fine. I sweated, but nothing, the glue didn't come off, the hairpiece didn't come off, the system didn't come off, we're good to go. The number one biggest challenge, in my humble opinion, is styling. And that comes with having real hair or just a hair system like this. One thing that you're going to find out is it's really an art and a technique to really hone in your skill of styling your hair. I had to watch a lot of videos of how to style it because I had this general perception of what kind of style I was going for when I got this installed, and it's pretty much this. It's kind of like the slick back, undercut type look, messy slick back. Hair just coming out together. There's the top, there's the side, and then there's the back right there. And just going to the side, the front. I'll show you a close-up of like the front hairline. That's there. So you can see it. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like the front hairline. Some people want a close-up of what it looks like. There's a super close-up of the hairline right there. But yeah, anyway, it's styling, because you're never going to get the same styling every day. I wish it was an exact science. You woke up, you did the same exact routine and got it looking the same way. Now, obviously, you're going to get different variations of the same style every day. But like yesterday, for example, was probably my best hair day that I've had. I had kind of this style, which today's not too bad either. I'm digging today as well. Today turned out pretty well. But I had this kind of same deal, the messy slick back, but it looks so perfect. Like, oh man, and that's one thing is at night, because I'm a night shower, I don't shower in the morning. When you go and take a shower and you got a dope hairstyle, you're like, oh, it's heartbreaking because you got to lose it. You know you're probably not going to get that exact dopeness the next day, which it happens. I mean, it's kind of a good problem to have. I'm not saying it's a problem that would ever deter me from having a hair system. I will say that, I've always said this in my other videos, that having the worst day, absolute worst day of having hair and having a hair system beats the best day of balding or being bald. And I stick to that. There's no going back for me. I absolutely love it to this day. But I will say styling is a problem, and be that as it may, it might be a good problem to have. It is still a problem nonetheless. I went through a ton of products over the last several weeks. I bought different sprays, pomades, texture creams, gels, all kinds of stuff, just trying to find that style. And the key is it's all about technique. And I'm still struggling with that. I wish I could wake up, and I still can't wake up and do the same exact thing to get the same exact style, have it look dope day in and day out. I mean, yesterday it looked amazing. I kind of wish I did a video yesterday, because it was just, it's hard to explain, but it was just like perfectly like coming up here and then curving down, and it was slicked back. I mean, it looked like GQ, man. It just, I mean, not to sound cheesy, but I don't know what I did, but of course I can't replicate it today, because I'm just now learning that. I'm learning and I'm settling into the fact that one day you're going to have a really good style where your hair is just popping, and you're not going to be able to get that the next day, enjoy it while it lasts. You'll still get a good style the next day. I mean, it's not like you're going to style it and it look completely awful. It's still going to look good, but when you raise that standard and bar in your own head, you're going to want that dope 10 out of 10 GQ style day in and day out. And I don't care if you're a Hugh Jackman or a Brad Pitt, no one can do that every single day, because there's so many factors that go into it. There's humidity levels, heat, is it raining that day, is it sunny, weather plays a big factor. Did you shampoo the night before to get all the build-up product out, and it's going to thin out your hair just slightly because you don't have that product in anymore? There's so many factors that go into styling, and I'm just now accepting that fact. I mean, what I did this morning, I damped it a little bit. I didn't get it soaking wet. So far, I've been using this Axe Clean Cut Signature Pomade. I know Axe kind of gets a bad rap. I mean, kind of like the douchebag brand, so to speak, but I love their hair products. This is the actual, I'm not endorsed, I'm not getting paid, I'm just showing you what I use. There's two types of pomades Axe makes. There's a clean cut and a smooth look. I like the clean cut because it's not as a high shine. It's still a decent amount of shine, but it's more of a natural shine, and it's got a way better hold. So what I did this morning, I sprayed some water in it to get this style. In case you're wondering, you may not like the style, you may do, and you may want to know how to do it. But I sprayed some water in it just to get it slightly damp. And I took a pomade, rubbed it in my hand to emulsify it, rubbed it through my hair. And one thing I will say, guys, out of all the products I bought, there is absolutely one product that is absolute must-have, non-negotiable. And I don't care, again, I'm not endorsed, I'm not getting paid by this company. You go with any brand you want, I don't care. A Freeze hairspray. There's 10 million different type of hairsprays on the market. You want one that's not even a high hold. It's going to specifically say something like instant freeze, like freeze your hair in place. Or it's going to be like Got2b is a company. That's the name of the company, Got2b. They make one like a spray glue, a hairspray glue. I know that sounds bad, and he's like, ooh, that's got to be awful and sticky and tacky, but it's not. You want something that's literally going to freeze the hair in place. Because one thing I've learned with styling is if you just use a pomade and it looks dope as hell in the morning when you're styling it and getting it looking all fresh, and you're like, oh yeah, I like that. The minute you walk out and there's a gust of wind, or there's droplets of rain, or you're driving and you get hot and you roll down the window a little bit, or you're walking upstairs to work, or you're walking outside, walking to lunch. In other words, when the elements of everyday life are hitting at you full force every day, your hair's not going to stay like that every day if you don't use a type of spray. It's just going to fall. It's going to fall flat. It'll look something like you did in the morning, but I work 10-hour days. I work 4 10-hour days, and when I go out in the morning, it looks dope. It used to be when I came home, it looked bad and flat, and it didn't look as good. When I started using this stuff, though, I kid you not, there's most products on the market don't do what they say they do, and you get disappointed. This stuff will lock in your style. I don't care if you get this brand or any other brand, because I'm not getting paid, I'm not endorsed. Make sure it says something. It's like a step above high hold. It's like, this is maximum hold, but it also says Freeze hairspray. Make sure it emphasizes that you want to lock in your look all day, because this stuff will hold 10 plus hours all day. Like, I guarantee you, I did this style about 2 hours ago. If I spray some of this Freeze on, I guarantee you I can come back at 8 o'clock tonight, it will look identically exactly the same, because this stuff really, really works. This is a must if you don't want your hairstyle falling flat throughout the day and not looking right, because it will lock it in. It says instant freeze. It will freeze it in place, and boy, does it. So yeah, a must have. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, styling is going to be the biggest challenge. Don't worry about these existential, catastrophic things that you think up in your mind, like, is it going to come off during sex, during sleep, during shower, during pool, during exercise, during riding my bike? It's just not. I mean, it's just not going to. I mean, unless something catastrophic happens and you're off-roading on an ATV and flip and roll down a hill, and then your helmet gets caught or something, and then it pulls the hair system off. It's got to take something catastrophic. Even if you got into a fight, which I don't know, I hope you don't get into fights or you don't look for fights, but even if you got into a fight and someone like kind of slightly pulled your hair, it's still not going to come off. It would take someone with the full intent to be like, I know you're wearing a hair system. I'm going to come at you with the intent to pull off the hair system with all my might. and you better sit there and take it. That's the kind of force it would take to pull off the hair system. If someone just gently pulls on it, it might feel like it's coming slightly loose, but it's not going to come off. They would literally have to go in with the intent to grab your hair and use almost all of their arm strength to pull it off until it came off. So don't worry about that. It's not going to happen. The biggest styling, it's a good problem to have, but the biggest issue you're going to run into is styling it and just finding that go-to style every day. Don't worry about any of the other issues, catastrophic things happening. I mean, unless you're a rare exception where you take a shower and it just came off. I mean, I just don't see how that would happen. Something weird would have to be going on there, super weird, something almost supernatural for you to just simply step in the shower and the hair system just come off for no reason. It's just not going to happen. Sleeping, I wake up, it's not going to come loose or come off when you sleep. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, the biggest challenge so far I've come across is the styling. It is getting better, and hopefully I can perfect it, my technique over time. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have for you. And yeah.